The Greatest Generation, 1901 to 1924. The Greatest Generation describes individuals who grew up during the Great Depression and World War II. This difficult time in history required resilience, sacrifice, and hard work. Journalist Tom Brokaw popularized the phrase in his book published in 1998, where he praised the generation's achievements and honored their contributions. Born in the early 1900s, this generation faced many challenges, including economic hardship and the devastating impact of war. Despite these challenges, they persevered and went on to serve in various capacities during World War II. Millions of young men and women from this generation enlisted in the military, fighting on battlefields across Europe, the Pacific, and other theaters of war. They also played crucial roles on the home front, working in factories, supporting the war effort, and dealing with rationing and other wartime restrictions. Their bravery, dedication, and resilience are celebrated for defeating fascism and totalitarianism during World War II. The contributions made by this generation to rebuilding the world after the war are also significant. Their sense of duty and willingness to sacrifice for the greater good are defining characteristics of their generation and are still admired and respected by subsequent generations. The Silent Generation, 1925 to 1945. The Silent Generation, coined the Silent Era, was born between the mid-1920s and the early 1940s. They grew up during great turmoil, marked by significant events such as the Great Depression and World War II, which shaped their values and worldview. This generation was preceded by the Greatest Generation and followed by the Baby Boomers. Despite not being as vocal or outspoken as the generations before and after them, the Silent Generation played a crucial role in rebuilding society after World War II and contributed to the post-war economic boom. They were seen as more cautious and conventional due to their upbringing during political and social stability, fostering a sense of duty, hard work, and responsibility. Their adherence to traditional values and social norms reflected their time's cultural conservatism and conformity. Although they did not experience the same level of rapid technological changes and cultural shifts as later generations, they witnessed significant advancements, such as the introduction of television and early developments in computers and space exploration. The Baby Boomers, 1946 to 1964. The Baby Boomers are a group of people who were born between the mid-1940s and mid-1960s. This generation came after the Silent Generation and before Generation X. The name Baby Boomers comes from the significant increase in birth rates after World War II, mainly in the Western world. During this period, there was an enormous surge in childbirths, leading to a population boom. The Baby Boomers grew up in a time of prosperity, economic growth, and cultural change. They experienced significant technological advancements, including the rise of television and the space race. They also witnessed substantial cultural shifts, such as the civil rights and countercultural movements of the 1960s. As they became adults, the Baby Boomers played a critical role in shaping society. They were actively involved in various social and political movements, including the civil rights movement, the anti-war movement, and the feminist movement. They challenged established norms and worked toward societal change. The Baby Boomers have profoundly impacted various aspects of society, including politics, the economy, culture, and lifestyle. Their needs and preferences have influenced consumer trends, healthcare systems, and retirement policies as they have aged. The Generation X, 1965 to 1980. Generation X is a generational cohort that follows the Baby Boomers and precedes the Millennials, Generation Y. It generally includes individuals born between the early 1960s and 1980s, although exact birth years can vary slightly depending on different sources. Generation X grew up in a period of significant social and cultural change, marked by various events and developments, including the end of the Cold War, the rise of technology, and the emergence of the Internet. They were dubbed Generation X by Douglas Coupland in his 1991 novel of the same name. It captured the feeling of a generation lacking a clear identity or defined purpose, compared to the more idealistic Baby Boomers. Generation X is often considered a smaller, more independent, and pragmatic cohort than the larger Baby Boomer generation. They are known for being adaptable and self-reliant, having grown up in a time of economic uncertainty and witnessing the effects of corporate downsizing and economic recessions. Generation X experienced a transition from analog to digital technology, and they were among the first to embrace personal computers and the internet as they became more widely accessible. They also witnessed the advent of various cultural phenomena, including the rise of MTV, grunge music, and the video game industry. As they entered adulthood, Generation X faced unique challenges in the workforce, including a highly competitive job market and changing workplace dynamics. They are often considered the latchkey kids with more independent and unsupervised childhoods, as many of their parents were dual-income households. The Millennials 1981 to 1996 Millennials, also known as Generation Y, are a generational cohort that follows Generation X and precedes Generation Z. While there is some variation in the birth years defining this generation, they are generally considered to have been born between the early 1980s or early 2000s. Millennials grew up during rapid technological advancement and witnessed the rise of the internet and digital technology. They are often characterized as the first digital natives, having been exposed to technology from an early age and being quick to adapt to new digital platforms and communication tools. This generation is known for its diversity, as they were raised in an increasingly globalized world with access to a wide range of cultures and ideas. They tend to value inclusivity, social justice, and environmental sustainability. Millennials faced unique challenges as they entered adulthood, including the aftermath of the Great Recession, which impacted their job prospects and financial stability. Many pursued higher education, leading to the rise in student loan debt and concerns about the cost of education. With the advent of social media, millennials have been at the forefront of using these platforms for social and political activism, self-expression, and connection with others. Technology and the internet have reshaped communication, marketing, and consumer trends. The Generation Z, 1997 to 2012. Generation Z, often abbreviated as Gen Z, is the generational cohort that follows millennials and is the youngest generation in the present day. While there is no universally agreed-upon starting birth year for Generation Z is sometimes called the iGen, or digital natives, as they are the first generation to have grown up entirely in the digital age. They have only known a world with the internet, smartphones, and social media, significantly shaping their communication styles, social interactions, and access to information. Being raised in an era of rapid technological advancements, Generation Z is known for its tech savviness and ability to adapt quickly to new digital platforms and technologies. They are highly connected and are active users of various social media platforms such as Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube. Growing up in economic uncertainty and witnessing the impact of the Great Recession and the challenges millennials face, Generation Z tends to prioritize financial stability and practical career choices. They are often described as pragmatic, entrepreneurial, and motivated by the pursuit of meaningful work. Generation Z is also characterized by its commitment to social and environmental issues. They are passionate about positively impacting the world and actively engage in social and political activism. They have been involved in movements advocating for climate action, gun control, and equality. The Generation Alpha, 2013 to 2025 Generation Alpha is the generational cohort that follows Generation Z. As the youngest generation in contemporary times, they are currently in their early childhood and are still growing up. Generation Alpha is sometimes called the Digital Natives 2.0 or the Tech Generation, as they are born into a world that is even more technologically advanced than the one experienced by previous generations. Technology, particularly smartphones, tablets, and digital devices, is an integral part of their lives from a young age, shaping how they interact with the world and acquire information. Being born in an era of rapid technological development, Generation Alpha will likely be proficient in using digital devices and navigating various digital platforms even at a very early age. They are growing up in an age of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and advanced automation, which will likely profoundly impact their future lives and careers. An increasing focus on early education, personal development, and individuality characterizes the upbringing of Generation Alpha. Parents and educators invest in various educational resources and activities to provide them with a strong foundation for learning and development. Given their young age, it is challenging to fully predict the specific traits and characteristics that will define Generation Alpha as they are still in the early stages of development. As they grow older and mature, their unique experiences and the world they inherit will undoubtedly shape their values, attitudes, and contributions to society.